or they try to. We're back with the segment 2, Pittsburgh Business Virgin interview with Jim Kapp, CEO of Kapp Communications. Jim, for this segment, we want to talk about really what has made you successful. So as a successful business owner, what advice would you give our business virgins out there who might just be starting their own business?
Yeah, again, when you run a business, a lot of people think, hey, everybody in business is a millionaire out of the gate. They're not. They're not.
No? Not 10
Maybe
times
Brad
over?
is.
Not 10 times over?
But it really takes a lot of extra work, extra time, extra dedication, and you have to. There's competition always around the corner, always coming at you. But you've got to make it fun too. You got to go out there and
how you make it fun? I mean, that's an interesting thing that you just shared there. I wasn't out of all the things I was expecting you to say, I didn't expect you to say try to make it have fun.
Well, by fun I mean you have to be passionate about your business, and you have to use your ideas and find new ways to make things better for your clients. I mean, that's what it's all about. But you could have fun in doing it. You don't have to have a bad time about it.
You mentioned off air, Jim, research is something you said a couple of times. Talk a little bit about that and how you think that's important to the new business owner entering, a marketplace where now, you're not working for somebody else. You're doing it on your own dime.
Right. That's a good point. Well, basically by research, I mean, is look at what your competitors would do. Look at the good things that they do. Look at their websites. Look at the way they advertise. Look at the way they market their business, and be better than that. That's what you constantly have to keep, keep yourself ahead of the game with. So that's what I'd recommend is, and then look at the ones that are terrible and don't do that stuff.
And take their clients.
Yeah. Sidestep.
Get on the phone.
Yeah.
What are some of the biggest surprises you've had? And when I say surprises, negative. I'm saying negative surprises. And what would you do if you had to do it all over again? How would you avoid them?
Yeah, business is full of surprises, and you're saying, geez.
Good and bad.
Yeah, good and bad. I mean, like insurance costs going up, talking health insurance especially. And
we're going to help you with that.
Yeah,
we're going to help you with
that stuff. There's just playing it for the worst is what you have to do. Because if you don't, and you say, hey, I've got all kind of money, and you go blowing it, it's just like your personal account. You can't take this amount of money and just blow it all, and a lot of people get stuck.
Did you do it? Was that a hard lesson for you? I mean, when you think back, did you do that at one time and kind of get your, your knuckles hit with the ruler a little bit financially?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, Brad. Because there's times where like I've been thrifty most of the time. I think that's why we've made it so long. And then there's other times where I kind of let that go.
Yeah.
Just as everyone does. It's just human nature.
Yeah.
But you've always got to pull that back and go to conservative.
Yeah, Jim, we talked about being passionate and perseverance that you've had in your business. We've shown through having a couple hiccups in starting your own businesses. What have you learned from those experiences that you brought to Kapp Communications, which allows you to be in a business 25, 27, whatever it is, 26 years now with this company? Okay,
so I'm sorry.
Some of the experiences you might have learned in going through the other businesses that you brought to Kapp Communications.
Besides, you didn't want to work for other people anymore.
Yeah.
Which is probably the biggest motivation. I know it was for me.
Yeah, I would say the mistakes, I've made a lot of mistakes, made thousands of mistakes. And
nothing fatal, though.
I probably make one tomorrow.
Seems like just pushing through was.
But the best thing best advice I can give is to learn from your mistakes. I mean, not just say, "Hey, I'm an idiot. That was a stupid mistake." But take that and put some good use to it, and don't do it again.
I think you bring up a valid point, because it's kind of funny. There's certain aspects of being an entrepreneur that are almost a given. We were joking with one of our other guests that, one, most entrepreneurs are ADD. So we can't really focus on anything for any great length of time. Sometimes we're not the most detail-oriented people, because we're always thinking about the next thing.
Right.
And we kind of hope the people behind us that we've hired kind of, fill in the gaps. Yeah. I think another big one is we a lot of times have pretty big egos.
Right.
And a lot of times we have a tough time admitting when we're wrong. So if I hear you right, or correctly, I should say, you can't let that ego get too far out of check that you can't admit when you're wrong.
Yeah, be humble.
And you're sinking money,
right.
Good after bad type of thing.
Learn from
it, right? You do learn from it. I've got to say this. I mean, I tell Chrissy and I tell my stepdaughter Marlena that, hey, not everybody's meant to be in business. I mean, there's people that think they want to go in business and they say, hey, it looks great. Yeah. This looks like a great road to go down. Idea. But really, for me, I have this strange determination, because when I was 20, I died in a car accident. True story. And I died and I came back to life and went in the hospital, and I was in intensive care, and I didn't understand what I wanted to do being 20 years old. And I spent a year with a totally crushed, broken leg, 2 broken shoulders, figuring it out. And I figured out I'm going to be somebody.
Were you a little bit of a wild man?
Wild.
You're a little bit of a wild man.
Yeah.
See, the truth comes out now. The truth comes out. All the things you couldn't talk about when you were raising young kids. But
so
my kids will never find out until they're 22 what I've done.
And some people, so you have to analyze yourself too. You have to say, can I sustain this, and do you really want to go down this road, because it's not that easy.
It's a shame, and we're going to break after this, but it's a shame that sometimes you have to go through. They talk about people say, well, what caused you to look at your life differently, or even people who are addicts or need an intervention, and I always remember talking to someone. He says, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's sad that a lot of times we have to somewhat hit bottom, whether it be for you, it sounds like a major car accident, for you to sit there and go, you know what, I'm not indestructible, and at one point or another I got to grow up and think about what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did. And
I see that even with my 9-year-old son, nearly 9, who broke his arm. So
we got a cut for the red.
But you know what I'm saying to you, I think it's important. All right, let's break. We're going to come back for our next
marketing
segment,
next,
and we'll be talking about marketing and growth.
Check out www.kappcom.com for Kapp Communications.